Donuts outside my store?
No. I'm so sorry. No.
I was gonna say that.
I know. I saw this and I was like, I'm coming in. So like, how embarrassing. And then she kicked me out because she said, we don't do outside drinks in here. You're so right.
They always knew she had a Dunkin'. And then when she comes in to buy something and to sit in the cafe, they just so conveniently waited for her to pay for the food to remember the no outside drinks policy. Hey guys, it's Briar and let's chat about it. So it seems like the social media universe was trying to restore balance with the story that we are going to yappa about today. Because for those chattinators, you may remember not that long ago we yappaed about when an entitled influencer tried to take advantage of a small business and was just really rude and unkind behind the scenes. And well, if I had an Uno reverse card in my pocket, I'd pull it out and give it to you. Because in today's video, we're going to yap about how a small business cafe was rude and unkind behind the scenes to an aspiring content creator. I know, the universe really says we must provide balance, we must provide both sides of the nickel. And so, that is exactly what we're going to yap about today. Yap about what happened between this aspiring content creator and the small business and how it just simply escalated to the point where now this content creator has tens of thousands of followers and, well, things did not go so well for the small business. So, if that sounds like something you're interested in, stick around and let's get into it. So maybe for the first time in forever, I actually don't really have anything to disclose, or tangentially talk about before we just get into the video and the meat and potatoes of it all. So let's simply start with who was this aspiring influencer, or I guess now is definitely on her way to being an influencer and content creator. But at the time of posting the original video, this creator had only a couple hundred of followers, so definitely not an influencer at the time. But as I'm sure we'll see as the series of events unfolds, you'll understand why people have rallied behind her and followed her. So the creator that posted this video that kicked everything off is called Zaria. She lives in Fort Worth, Texas, and no, I'm not even going to try to do the accent because I tried that once and it went really badly, so I'm just not gonna dabble, even though my brain really wants to. We have to suppress the desire to speak in a southern accent. Okay, desire suppressed. So this creator Zaria had only a couple hundred followers on TikTok at the time, but was definitely aspiring to create kind of coffee reviews and oots, aka outfits of the day, and the combination of these things is really what kicked off this whole viral video. And this video has now over 10 million views on TikTok. And well, as we love to say on this channel, blah blah blah, shut up, Raya. Let's just watch the video that kicked everything off, that got everyone rallying behind Zaria, and why maybe the small business that I will introduce you to in a second mundo maybe didn't get the best reaction. Yeah. So let's blah blah blah, shut up, Briar, and get into it.
You doing an ad for Dunkin' Donuts outside my store?
No. I'm so sorry. No.
I was gonna say that.
I know. I saw this and I was like, I'm coming in.
Yeah.
I'm coming in.
You can finish your Dunkin'.
Thank you. I'm in front of a coffee shop. How freaking awkward. Well, I guess this just turned into a vlog of me trying Fior Cafe. So come on in. So like, how embarrassing. And then she kicked me out because she said, we don't do outside drinks in here. You're so right. But I got me a cheese Danish, so I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 through 10 from my car, respectfully.
So that is Zaria, and she was just doing what a girl want to do, and that is doing a cute little OOTD outside of a cafe. And as you can see, I'm sure you could see from, I'll put in a little screenshot because I'm so nice and I love making promises that editing Bri has to deliver on. But as you can see, like the background of her outfit of the day is not the cafe in question, but I think from what I can tell is maybe she was leaning her phone on the outdoor furniture. So I can definitely see why people would be like, oh yeah, you are kind of using her furniture. But as you can see, she was very friendly and was like, yeah, I definitely need to go in and try out this cafe. So who is the cafe and how did it all unravel so quickly? Well, the cafe in questione is Fiore Cafe. Sorry. Who are also obviously in Fort Worth, Texas. And they are kind of like a gelato cafe shop. And I guess at first people were like, oh, haha, silly. You know, they came out and were like, what are you doing? But it very quickly escalated into this could have been like a funny hee haha silly moment, and then very quickly the cafe was like, we're going to come outside and call you out, and then even though we can clearly see you have a drink, and she said, oh yeah, I'm going to come in to the cafe. When she does come into the cafe, they don't let her stay because she has a Dunkin' drink. And I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a rule here in New Zealand. I feel like we're a little bit too like casual blasé about it. Maybe I could imagine some places being like not keen about it, but I can also imagine like one friend goes to one coffee shop, another friend goes to another coffee shop, and I can't imagine someone telling you to not have your stuff, but I don't know. But let's go to the comments to see how everyone reacted. And this video, as I said, it has over 10 million views. It has nearly 20,000 comments. Imagine if the owner just said, our coffee is way better than Dunkin', want to come in and try a sample. That would have been a viral moment for the business instead of against it. Huge missed opportunity. And then the next comment says, not she bullied you into buying something and then kicked you out. And I think a lot of people just felt like the whole situation was handled very bizarrely, and very interesting that like the initial thought and reaction when the owner saw her was like, oh my gosh, you are using my store to do an ad for Dunkin', which I mean, I guess is possible. Maybe it's happened before. Maybe this is like, what's the word? An epidemic, sure, of people just doing ads for other coffee brands outside her place. I don't know if that's like going around on Facebook pages, people fear-mongering about people using their small businesses to do big conglomerate ads. Don't know, maybe it's a thing and I haven't heard about it. But I think a lot of people just felt like, yes, Zaria was maybe leaning her phone on their outdoor furniture, but she was very friendly and kind and just sort of had that kind of shoved back in her face when she came in to try out Fiore's cafe. And I think it's so interesting because I can imagine Zaria in these moments really not giving the amount of weight that you can and really analyzing the situation that you can when you watch it in a TikTok. Like, we can really watch and listen to everything that the owner says to her and the energy that she kind of came out of the store at with her. Like, as a watcher and as a viewer and as someone that can see this over and over again, we can really feel the energy that the owner of the cafe came out with to her. And then to be met back with Zaria's very positive and, you know, apologetic energy, like, it definitely felt very mismatched. And then the ultimate part of this video is that she ultimately throws the whole situation in her face because she tells her she's coming in, and well, yes, she does say, you know, finish up your drink. It's not like a don't bring in your drink, don't bring in anything else. We have a no outside food policy. She doesn't actually clearly tell her that until after she buys something and tries to exist in the cafe and sit down and try her Danish. So it feels very suspicious and weird that wasn't made super clear to Zaria until after she had purchased something and was then kind of, you know, like kicked out because of it, but not before she was able to buy something, of course. And I think it's funny because in the moment, I'm sure for Zaria, like, these are all just very small things, but as someone watching it, you really can take it all in, and you can really take in every kind of choice and behavior towards each person in to see the interaction more clearly than you probably would if you were someone living in the interaction, or if you hadn't filmed the interaction. Like, I don't think that she would have really seen everything in the way that that person was kind of passive aggressively treating her unless she had literally caught it on camera. So as I'm sure you could tell from the comments and the whole reaction and the fact that she was literally recording that we got it all on camera, this really got viral. This did numbers, it went crazy. And so let's watch Zaria's follow-up video to the whole situation, because it really does just get crazier bananas from here.
Ad for Dunkin' Donuts outside my store?
No. Hello. Obviously, from that video, there's a lot of things to address. First, I think it's important to know that I don't take things seriously. Because if you'd seen the video before that video, that was recorded right before I went to, in that all that stuff happened. And you know that I've been going through a tough time for these past 2 weeks. It has been very, very dark, and I have been in the house. So I just really wanted to get cute, get me a little fun drink, record some content because I haven't done that in forever, and then post. Did I think that I was going to be going viral and no, I didn't. I think a good important thing to also note is that I laugh in uncomfortable situations, in awkward situations, such as this one currently and yesterday. Okay. Let's just walk through everything that happened. I want to clear up a few misconceptions about the video. One, what happened was I went to Dunkin', I got the drink, and then I saw that they had a cute little place on the other side of the street. If you see my video, like, I think the building behind me is Dunkin'. It's quite literally across the street. So I went over there and I was on her property. Just want to throw that out there because I know that's like, was I on the sidewalk? Was I in public? No, I was on her property. They had a little patio area right outside of the cafe, and I set my phone up on the table and was standing in front of it. And I did not have intentions of going in there. I really just wanted to record my dab, my drink of the day, outfit of the day, and book of the day to post on my book TikTok, 24 time the score. Go follow that. And here we are. So the lady came out, and I mean, as you all heard in the video, she asked me, you know, like, are you recording a Dunkin' video outside of her coffee shop? Me being me, I believe that everybody comes with good intentions, okay? That is just the light in me, because I move with good intentions, so I assume everybody else does as well. Okay, so I, again, was like, oh my gosh, I am sipping from a chain outside of her local establishment. This is awkward, laugh it off or whatever. And so I didn't hear her say, though, that you can go ahead and finish your Dunkin' or whatever, because I'm just like laughing and like embarrassed at that moment. So I didn't hear that until post, and I edited it, and I was like, oh my gosh, she did say that. So anyways, after I did that video, I went inside and I recorded a little bit of everywhere. I don't try to record other people, so that's why it looked like it was empty. It was full. Like, there was a lot of people in there. But anyways, I went up there. She saw me recording. I went up there, chit-chatted with her, asked for a cheese Danish or whatever. Was like, oh my gosh, didn't know y'all were here. Whatever. We had a smooth little conversation about my Danish. And then I went to go sit down and also film a little bit more. And then that's when she came up and she said, oh, sweetie. That's when I cut off the video, because I thought she was going to say something about me recording, because I know people can be kind of iffy about that. I didn't think that it was about the drink, because for one, I didn't hear her earlier about the drink thing. And for two, I have been in coffee shops before, because I've done studying, done work and stuff like that, where I have bought in outside food, and like my Yeti or water bottles or whatever. So I didn't know that it was a thing or not a thing. It kind of just varies case by case, you know what I mean? So anyways, I say all that to say that in that moment, I didn't see it as a thing. I was just like, oh shoot, I can't bring in outside drinks or whatever. I was like, this is your, I guess would be your competitor or whatever, because it's across the street. So I was like, hey, it is what it is. I left or whatever, laughed off the whole thing.
And so because this video is quite long, I am kind of just cutting it down to the answers that we're looking for, the further explanations. But I will say that in a sense, I definitely understand how, like, for a small business, it would be frustrating to see someone, you know, going to the big chains across the road. It's very, you know, Hallmark movie, big corporation versus small town coffee shop. Like, I get it. And I think a lot of people understand that aspect of it. But I think why a lot of people initially did not like how that small business and the cafe responded to her is because instead of turning it into a positive thing and having a nice interaction with her, it felt like the owner or the worker definitely used it as a reason to be kind of passive aggressive and kind of embarrass her in front of what is now kind of confirmed to be a busy cafe. And I just think that a lot of people felt that that was kind of really uncalled for and unkind. And it could have so easily been like a kill 'em with kindness. It could so easily have been like a come to our cafe and we can be your new local, like we can really form a connection. A lot of people just really took this as, this is how these people are acting kind of behind the closed doors, and this is kind of an unkind way to treat someone and kind of embarrass them, when there is so many other nicer ways that you could have reacted to her. And I think as well, because she was laughing and clearly uncomfortable and trying to just make light of the situation, a lot of people just felt like, oh yeah, they were being quite rude and dismissive to you, but you kind of just laughed it off. But I think that's also just part of like, when you're in a situation, everything is kind of happening so fast, you're not hearing everything that people say and taking in the tone of everything that people say. So when you edit it back and watch it back, and we can watch it back time and time again on social media, you can really analyze every single action, whereas in the moment, obviously, it's all happening at once. But let's continue.
But I just did want to come on here and just clear up a few things. Yes, I am a people pleaser. You got me. I'm in therapy, guys. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to stand for myself, advocate for myself, and all that stuff. Again, in that previous video before that, like I said, I'm going through a lot of different things. Okay, so things like that, although they are important in the grand scheme of things for me right now, I can't focus on every little thing because I would quite literally, I'm on the edge, y'all. Please don't push me, okay? And I think that is funny because y'all are talking about how passive aggressive she was and all this stuff. But then y'all in these comments being passive aggressive, calling me dumb, talking about some, y'all at the same time calling me so beautiful, but at the same time so clueless, and telling me I have such a bright spirit, but God chooses the right ones. Y'all are funny, and these comments are low-key kind of funny. I say all that to say that it wasn't till I read some of the comments, and then I talked to people who actually know me and know how I move and know how I have relationships with other people, that they had to tell me, hey, sorry, like that was a little passive aggressive, and like it could have been handled in a different manner. But again, she could have told me before I bought it. I agree. She could have before I spent my money there. All the people that are like, why would you still go in there? Blah, blah, blah. Why'd you still go in there? All that stuff. Because it was a cute coffee shop. Okay. And if I wanted a fun little treat, I love cheese danishes. She had cheese danishes. I'm gonna get a cheese danish. I don't know. I can't judge somebody off of 5 seconds of me interacting with them, to be really honest with you. And I try not to, just in general, because y'all, I try to move as positively as I can, because again, like I said, a lot is going on. I don't have the energy to take in everybody's attitude.
And I think that definitely also highlights another main reason why people were so on Zaria's side over Fiore Cafes, because Zaria came in and then spent her money, bought an item, and then went to go sit down, and that is wheneth the owner decides to tell her, oh, you can't sit with us, you can't be here, yes, I'll take your money for the cheese danish, thank you, but no, you can't stay here. Like, that is definitely where people thought that was very shady boots, and just a lot of kind of passive aggressive way of communicating to her, and her just really letting them talk to her like that. I feel like I can definitely relate to Zaria in this situation a lot. You know, I'll just kind of let people yell at me. I know that might be kind of crazy to you guys. In real life, I'm actually like, I'm not fight or flight, I'm freeze. If I'm confronted, I often am just like, the woman was too stunned to speak, and just kind of let people yell at me. And it's really bad. It's so terrible. And it's like kind of like one of these examples where it enables people to go on and treat people like that because people don't stand up to them, or people don't even just say, hey, like, that's not cool. Like, obviously I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. Obviously it's just like a really small mistake, and I'm coming in here now and I would love to try your food. I'd love to try your coffee. Like, it didn't have to be a negative thing, and it so could have easily been a positive thing. And I think that's why people didn't like the vibes of the cafe so much, because it so easily could have been a positive thing, and it so easily could have been a nice and cute and fun interaction. And especially hearing that Zaria is going through things, like, remember, people, we just don't know what people are going through at the end of the day. I think it's just one of those reminders of, it's so easy to be nice and it's so easy to be compassionate, and in that moment they kind of just continuously kind of dug at her, took her money for the cheese Danish, and then said, beat it. But anyway, let's watch the rest of this video, shall we?
They did reach out to me, and they have been saying that they have been receiving threats and all those things, and I do want to say I don't condone that at all. I think that this is important, and it does open a bigger discussion, and it could be a learning moment, but I don't think that anybody deserves threats. So if we could please stop doing that. As far as the rest of it, I mean, the internet is so subjective, and I think that that's what this taught me, because mind y'all, you look at my other videos, I barely get over 1,000 views. I'm thinking this is going to be a little fun kiki moment or whatever. Like, I didn't post this to intentionally berate her or anything like that. Like, I'm just like, support local businesses. Hey, I'm happy because I got some content. Like, I've been in a freaking writer's block, content block or whatever. So I was like, hey, guess I'm getting a little content to post on this page. So again, I just try to see the positives in everything. But please stop with the please and thank you. As far as the rest of it, the internet is so subjective, so I mean, you can kind of interpret everything how you want. I just know that for me, I'm not losing sleep over it. So yeah, but thank you all for all the people that are following me, and all the people that are supporting me, and all the people that have told me like I'm such I have good aura and I'm a ray of light, or I'm paraphrasing, y'all. I can't read all the comments. It's like over 2,000 comments and over like 150,000 views. I'm quite confused, honestly. I never want to intentionally hurt anybody. I just really want to emphasize that. That's never been my goal. And I hate that this is the unfortunate outcome of it. I can't control anybody though. I can't control how she responded. I can't control how y'all are responding. All I can control is how I respond in situations like this, and this is how I'm choosing to respond.
And I think that is a really interesting piece of information, that the cafe reached out to her and kind of was putting that on her, that, you know, even though what she posted was how they behaved, it's now her responsibility or her burden that how strangers on the internet are behaving. And I do genuinely believe her when she says this wasn't going to go viral, because she had very few followers. And it's like, yes, she is aspiring to be a content creator, but she really hasn't had anything go viral on this scale. And I think equally, you could have seen it go either way, because people could have also called her out for like using their property and being like, what do you expect? Like, I think it really did come down to how each person was treating each other, and that is what really made people be on her side versus the cafe side. But in these comment section, this first comment is so funny. They literally took a screen grab of her and being like, my face after buying something and then getting kicked out. I thought she was joking when she started talking to you. The fact that she waited until you paid, contributed to her business, to then kick you out knowing you had a drink from the get-go. And I think that was definitely what made it feel malicious and kind of just really unkind on the cafe's behalf, is that they always knew she had a Dunkin'. They literally came out to be like, are you filming a Dunkin' ad? And then when she comes in to buy something and to sit in the cafe, they just so conveniently waited for her to pay for the food to remember the no outside drinks policy. And isn't that just interesting? Like, it just feels very convenient for the cafe that they only remembered this no outside drinks policy after selling the product, and after letting her come into the cafe, and after letting her sit down and kind of embarrassing her in front of everybody else. But yes, that was the second video that she posted, which has over 5 million views. But let's now watch Zaria's next video, because I feel like it definitely adds the further picture to the whole story and how her communication with Fiore Cafe has gone since. And this video has just over 400,000 views, and the comment that she is responding to says, and that's the question of the day, because they just reached out to complain about receiving threats, but an apology wasn't included, and they need to reach out again and do it right this time. So let's see how their communication went.
This is exactly what's happening. Do I feel bad? Yes. I know everybody's like, I shouldn't feel bad. I do feel bad, because that was not my intention in the video. I was quite literally just trying to support. This is the outcome of it. What I will say though is, if over millions of people are telling you, hey, you were in the wrong, feel like you really should just probably apologize. I don't think that is my place to make things right more than I already have been, which is saying I don't condone it and saying that I was just trying to keep it positive. I've already said my spiel on it. I'm not taking the video down. It's already got 3 million views. People have already been doing all these different think pieces and stuff like that. At this point, it happened. It's a learning lesson. They're saying that they're going to file reports and all that stuff now. hey, you got to do what you got to do at this point. But I quite literally did not. I mean, I started this obviously from the video, but I did not start the berating of them. And I don't think it's fair to basically say that this is my fault and that I'm harboring I'm by not deleting the video. I'm just gonna put the screenshots because I need y'all to understand what I'm trying to say. But basically saying that I'm creating a space for hate for them.
So don't even worry your cute little heads, because we will definitely be reading the conversation that she puts in the video. And the comments on this video are still very much in support of Zaria. The top one saying Dunkin' Donuts has the opportunity to do the funniest thing right now. The next one saying, please do not delete your video. You did absolutely nothing wrong. And they still haven't apologized. You deserve an apology. They suck. Girl, you did nothing wrong. You didn't say anything negative towards them either and supported them after her comment. This is the consequence of her response, not yours. The missed business opportunity. What the owner should have done is give you free coffee for lifeguard, name a coffee after you. Imagine I'll have the Zaria, or if you didn't want your name a coffee outfit of the day. Oh, and also an apology. Business would have boomed. And I think that's the thing, is that people are like, it really wasn't so hard for them to say sorry. Just do something small to say, hey, won't you come in for a free coffee another time? Like, just a small act could have really shifted the tides and could have really shifted the response. And I think a lot of people for that reason are just like, well, why should you delete the video? Because all that does is make it seem like they bullied you into doing it, just like they were showing kind of bullying and kind of mean girl behavior to you when you entered the cafe. And I feel like unfortunately the cafe's response really confirms that they don't feel like they've done anything wrong and feel like, you know, they are getting attacked, or even to the point that she is purposefully attacking them. And I think it is just really interesting to show how they are continuing to communicate in such a way that they just feel like they've done nothing wrong. They could not have acted any differently or kinder or shown any different kind of grace, or how that came across really passive aggressive to let someone buy something in your cafe and then tell them to leave. But let's now read the conversation that was had. So the first message is from Fiore Cafe, and it says, hey there, my mum owns Fiore Cafe and I saw the TikTok that was posted today, and we have received a ton of negative reviews on Google today. Also starting to get some rude comments on our Insta post. I was wondering if you were available for a quick chat about what happened. I'm just trying to understand what went down and see if we can come to a conclusion. She replies saying, hey girl, my intention was not to berate the business by any means. I actually wanted to promote it. I do apologize for all of the threats. I do not condone that at all, and posted that in my recent video. I also think that it's really understandable that she feels bad, and it does kind of feel like a really difficult situation, because it's like, I think a lot of people would just see it if she took the video down as the business bullied her into taking it down, or the business kind of guilted her into taking it down, when all she posted was the genuine interaction that happened between her and the owner. But then they reply, thank you for responding. I totally understand that was not your intention. You have a very positive energy, and that's why it was so shocking to read the comments. Seeing nearly 100 nasty reviews on Google, receiving calls all day of people saying they're outside the store harassing my mother, etc. I would really like to be able to talk to you on a more personal level and ask you if you would be able to take the video down. The rate at which the hate is coming down is quite scary. And every time I hear these things, I just genuinely cannot believe that people see these situations and think that that type of behavior is okay. It's really bizarre to me to be like, oh, this person was passive aggressive and unkind. I think the appropriate reaction is to not support that business and follow this creator if you liked her instead. But 2 + 2 does not equal let's go harass people and blow this out of proportion and go to their physical location and be intimidating. And then they go on to say, we're seeing really odd videos like this where people are threatening to come to our store. Hi, I'm so sorry to keep bothering you, but this is getting out of hand. I'm really asking you at this point if there's anything we can do to make this right. And she replies to them, as for me, there's nothing for you guys to do for me. I have made peace with the situation. I have made the video to discuss how I feel about it. I made the video to support you guys. I cannot control how other people respond, unfortunately. I can only control how I responded, which was with nothing but positivity. However, I will not be taking the video down. They responded by saying, I'm glad you found peace with it. I totally get the video was in support of us. However, However, it has not helped. We are receiving threats every minute and it's only getting worse. I know we can't control how other people respond, but we can control the space in which the hate is being fueled. You could put a complete end to it by deleting the video or making it private. We are just trying to ensure the safety of our employees. And unfortunately, we have received enough threats to where we will have to file a report about the situation. And I do just really feel like it's a very... oh gosh, the situation feels so tricky, because I'm like, obviously in one hand, I would never, ever agree with people threatening this cafe, being mean to the people, threatening the staff, doing anything like that. But it is also very clear that they have not apologized to her. They don't really see why they're getting the reaction. And I really don't have the answer to like, what is the appropriate decision to make if you're Zaria in this position where people are really supporting you, but there is an expense to someone else, but it's also due to the consequences of how they behaved. But the consequences don't feel proportionate to the behavior. Am I making sense? I really would love to know what you guys think in the comments. I really want to know what you guys would or think that she should have done. Like, should she have taken down the video? Is it fair of the business to ask her to take down the video? Is it fair for them to ask that of her, considering they didn't apologize and considering they kind of embarrassed her and just treated her very passive aggressively? Like, I don't know that it's fair, and I really don't think that she was trying to get any hate directed towards them, but that has unfortunately been the unintended consequence of the situation. As Fiore Cafe said on Instagram, they are getting negative comments in their Instagram, so to the point where they have now turned off the comments in their Instagram. They, I guess, made a TikTok account to respond to the situation on TikTok, because even though yes, it has filtered to Instagram, I would say definitely the majority of the discourse is on TikTok. So they have made a kind of, notes type of a response. So let's read it thusly, shall we? We are aware of a recent viral video that's brought a lot of unexpected attention to our cafe. Unfortunately, the response online has led to a wave of false reviews, hurtful comments, and even threats directed at the team. We're truly sorry if... it's always the if. We're truly sorry if our tones or words came across differently than intended, as that was never our goal. We would never want anyone to feel unwelcome here. We are a family-run spot, and we care deeply about our community and everyone who walks through the doors. The situation in the video has been taken out of context. Our staff simply reminded the customer of our no outdoor food or drink policy. We are saddened that less than 10 seconds of video can cause such strong, hateful opinions when we know who we are as a business. We kindly ask that people remember there are real people behind small businesses. If you'd like us to know who we really are, come and see us in person or talk to us directly. We'd love to welcome you in. Thank you to everyone who's reached out with kindness and support. It means the world to us right now. And so unsurprisingly, the comment section is turned off, but I think to me that we're sorry if, it's really not that hard to say we are sorry, full stop. And I think as well, this is where we see time and time again, because people are getting hate to such a scale that it's very clear that they're not being critical of their own behavior in the situation. They're not thinking, how could we make this better? They're not even thinking that they did anything wrong to make it better, because otherwise it wouldn't be sorry if. And to note the Google reviews, as I've gone onto Google now, they have a 4.6. So I don't know if my Google is wrong or if it's kind of been corrected, because they've reached out to Google and kind of said, we're getting flooded with, I guess, not true reviews. The most recent reviews are a lot of 1-star reviews. And I do think it's a really interesting, collective decision that people have made to go and flood, Google reviews of small businesses. And, in a sense, I get it, but it does just feel like a lot of the times there is a mob mentality in these situations. And I feel like, to me, the unfortunate takeaway from that is there is no learning, there is no ability or space to reflect, because all the small business is thinking is, oh my gosh, we didn't do anything, we didn't deserve this, we didn't even do anything wrong. As you can see, they're saying they're getting taken out of context. They didn't do anything wrong in their eyes. So there's not growth, there's not change. I think it is just one of those situations where it's like, no, you can't dictate how people apologize, but there was no apology, really. There was no thought in the small business's mind of hey, this could actually be a really cool opportunity. This could be a really fun moment to jump on. We could really do something cool together, because imagine if we were getting this level of views, but for a positive reason. Hey guys, it's me. Yeah, you guessed it, Editing Briar. But I'm just quickly coming in here because after I filmed this video, this creator posted a TikTok basically going into the cafe and interviewing the cafe owner to kind of give them the opportunity to tell their side of the story. And I mean, I'm going to play it for you after this little voice memo, blah, 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 but it kind of goes as well as you anticipate it to. I think it really just validated for a lot of people that they picked up on just like kind of a really bad or unkind vibe and energy from this cafe owner, and just a real lack of accountability, or how you communicate and how you talk to people actually genuinely comes across. And a lot of people just felt like she was using ambiguity to minimize the undertone of how she was talking to Zaria. And I think the main example of that is her saying to Zaria, you can finish up your drink before you come in, and her really using that as her saying, I explicitly told her like there's a no drinks policy. Like, I think a lot of people felt like that's not a very clear way to tell that, and she's almost just using that she said that after the fact to say, well, I did tell her and she should have always known that she wouldn't have been able to stay in the cafe, and then now someone's gone in to kind of give her an opportunity to show that she is kinder, to show that she is a welcoming cafe, and really just kind of fumbled the ball in doing so. But you know, you guys can make your own opinions and conclusions out of this little interview video, and I would actually really love to know how it comes across to you guys and your thoughts and opinions. But anyway, here's the video, and yeah.
Well, we're here, we're gonna see if we can talk to the owner, get her side of the story, and see what's up.
Hi there, how are you?
Good, how are you? Are you the owner?
Yes, I am.
Nice to meet you. I actually saw your TikTok, the not good one.
There's... Really, did you?
Well, the one with the Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Well, I felt like you had good intentions, but they perceived it the wrong way.
There was no intentions. It was just me doing my daily thing.
Yeah.
But she's done a statement in people.com.
Okay.
And she's actually really stated everything that kind of shows that nothing really bad happened.
Yeah.
What happened is she posted it, and the people out there made it bad.
The internet, yeah.
And she's actually told them, stop. It wasn't what you think it was.
Really?
She's apologized. She came back and said, oh, she actually even asked me to finish my drink out there, but I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
And she said, now I see it's on the...
Well, I think the internet perceived it as you invited her in to buy something,
Right.
and then kicked her out.
Right. And so what owner would do that? I'm just curious.
Oh, I don't know.
Like, who would do that?
Yeah.
No. The ones that are calling me and doing threats are saying I'm a racist.
Oh my God.
So that's what it became, and that's probably why it got 10 million views, you know?
Oh my
Because
God.
anytime you can divide people, it makes news. But she never said it was about that. What happened was I told her, finish your drink, and then you can come in for sure. But then she came in with it, so I thought, oh, she's kind of messing with me now.
Oh, you think so?
But
I think she just felt bad.
No, she wasn't. But I thought so at the time because I had just asked her to finish her drink, and then she came in with it.
Oh, I see.
Big Dunkin' Donuts, and it says on my window right there, please no outside food or drinks.
I think she was just embarrassed because she didn't know
Right.
this was a coffee shop, and so she was like, oh, I'm going to come in and buy something.
So that cafe above there just didn't give it away. But
She was just in the moment.
We were all in the moment.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then when she came in, she got something, and I put it in a to-go thing.
Yeah.
And then she said, I love your shop. It's so pretty. I said, thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. Then she went to sit down, and I said, we really honestly don't do outside drink or food here. And she went, oh, my bad. And then she left.
Yeah,
So everything was fine, but someone got a hold of her, I guess, and said,
Yeah.
oh, you should be really mad right now.
I guess the internet didn't like that you kicked her out.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah. And how is that kicking someone out when you're just following your policy? I'm
Well,
sorry.
it's not, I suppose. It's
Yeah,
every place
right.
has its own policy.
Right.
But
Well, most
it's how
places-
the internet perceived it. You know what I mean?
So I really,
Bummer.
you damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Damned
these
if you
days.
don't.
But
Yep.
I think most stores are like that. Like, I wouldn't walk into Del Frisco's with a bottle of wine just because I like my wine better.
Yep.
You just can't do it, right? You just can't do it.
Can't do it. All
Anyway,
right.
but yeah, she was sweet. We had no beef.
Good.
We thought it was all good.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
It's ugly though.
I'm
It's
sorry.
not really, it's okay.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Well, I'm good.
We're back to where we were.
We back, baby.
We back.
All right.
Just keep doing what we do.
Keep doing it.
And next time I'll offer her to make some content for my store.
There you
That's
go.
my takeaway.
Love that.
Yes.
All right.
What would you like? How can I feed you? I mean, I wish all the people out there, knew that I'm just an Austin-born hippie, I'm a total Democrat, complete bleeding heart Democrat. They got the wrong person on this one.
All right, well, I'll let him know.
But anyway, let's watch Zaria's final video talking about the situation.
Thank y'all, because y'all are so unhinged. But thank you so much for the support, and so much. I'm really having trouble processing this, because what y'all don't understand is that about 4 days ago, I was, not nobody, but like I only had like 200 followers. Nobody knew who I was, and now I'm in a People magazine. What is life? I'm not comprehending correctly. But after I process, I'm going to figure out what the next steps are. But I know that with this platform, I will use it to the best of my ability. Continue to look at local coffee shops. Y'all have given me so many recommendations, and I'm so excited to use them and to see them. And support local businesses, the dog book shop. And promote literacy. Goodness, because don't we need it as a country? Definitely promote literacy. Okay, well, see you on the interwebs. Bye.
And I think this comment sums things up perfectly, where it says, you said you were having a hard year. God says, hold on, baby. And I think that is kind of the real reason why so many people supported Zaria and have followed her and are really just wanting to continue her growth and like enable her to follow her dreams of having this type of a space online, is not because she was perfect, because like you could have criticized some of the things that she did initially in the video of, using their outdoor furniture to film her outfit of the day with a different business's coffee. But I think the reason that so many people took her side is because in the situation where she was like, oh yeah, I had like a little mess up, like a little Hannah Montana, everybody makes mistakes, everybody has those days, she was so kind, and her kindness and her energy really shone through. And I think that is why she got so much support, because everyone could see that she was a kind person, that she obviously felt like, oh yeah, I did make a mistake, but I'm not going to be too embarrassed to not fix it or to not be kind to these people and to not go in and check out the cafe. And like she was really going to turn it into like a, let's go and try this cafe, like I was just doing an outfit of the day, but let's go on a little adventure, a side quest if you will. And I think everyone just really saw her energy, even when she made like small silly mistakes, like as we do in life and go throughout our days. Like no one's behaving perfectly, and people are really enjoying the energy that she brings online, to the point that she now has nearly 19,000 followers and she has nearly 2 million likes on her videos. And like I said before, those other videos went super viral, and she is continuing on her journey to review coffee shops, and people are really enjoying it. They're not obviously getting tens of millions of views, but they're getting hundreds of thousands of views, and people are just really enjoying the energy that she provides and the space that she's creating online. She didn't have to act perfectly to have people support her, and she didn't have to have been in the sole 100% right of the situation for people to ultimately take her side. Does that mean then we justify the crazy bananas out there doing too much and not in a cutesy fun way? No, we do not claim that energy. We do not accept that type of behavior. Choosing to support her so that she can continue to pursue her dreams, like to me, that is a good consequence. To me, that is kind of a good takeaway from the situation. I do just think, honestly, like Fiore Cafe really dropped the ball. Like they were given the ball so many times and they were like, I just kind of want to drop it. I feel like dropping it, actually. I'm going to drop it multiple times. And it was not an impossible situation to come back from. And I think ultimately, like, people will move on, and hopefully what remains of the situation is Zaria creating a platform. But yeah, I would really love to know what you guys think about the whole situation in the comments down below, so please let me know. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. If you stay till the end, you are a real one. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And if you want to keep up with me between my uploads, I'm on TikTok and Instagram, and I'll link my vlog channel down below. And exciting, but always, YouTube should be recommending another one of my videos on the screen right now. But don't you worry guys, because I'm not funny there either. Bye.